Howdy folks, it's been a while. Welcome to Retsutalk episode, I'm just gonna guess 81.
81.
That sound about right? We're on site again. It's been even longer of a while since we've done an on-site convention podcast. And here we are, it's at RTX, it's July, it's hot in Austin. Got the beef
Hey,
here.
it's more like awesome, Texas.
Ton of fun. Tex ass.
We also have...
And Cherry Doom is here as well.
More like episode 80 fun. Sex ass.
Sex ass.
All right, and I think that'll do it. That's
All
a
right.
good episode, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the past, we've done really chaotic episodes of these on-site things where like a dozen people are there and talking all over each other, and you can't hear one of them. But we're done with that. We're over it.
Right.
And I don't say that because none of our friends came to this convention this time, and we're just terrifyingly alone.
Yeah,
and Cherry Doom just lives here, so whatever.
This is totally professional this time. Slowby's only eating one sandwich.
The microphone is in a roll of toilet paper for stabilization purposes.
I can't believe
I wish you hadn't wiped your ass with this toilet paper before you put the microphone.
What an
in
idiot!
It's just not just an idiot. It's just disgusting.
It's a new roll of toilet paper, you fool.
That you stuck up your ass.
You know what the worst is? There's going to be some fan up there. Like, I can't believe Slowby wiped his ass. Like,
just with a whole roll of toilet paper.
I don't even know why. It doesn't even help anything.
That's just not. It's not only gross. It's wasteful.
You know, if you put fecal matter on the microphone, you don't even have to compress your audio afterwards.
That's right.
That'll be funny to the three people who do audio compression.
Gives it a real earthy quality.
Yeah.
What are we talking about here?
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Well, it's what has it been 4 months-ish since we've done one of these?
So,
sound about right?
I guess we should be on top. We want to talk about RTX and all that, or save that for later, or what do you want to do?
I don't really give a shit.
All right,
What are you feeling?
What are you feeling?
You're
Let's
the
just save
podcast
it.
Man.
Can you moderate this podcast for me?
All right.
Slowby, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Let's talk about this. So this panel was panel number 4, RTX panel number 3.
Correct.
How do you feel?
Coming into it, I felt fine for once, which is different. I remember 2 years ago when we did this for the first time, just having the jitters.
Yeah.
Even days before the panel happened, so much uncertainty going into it, but then you get a couple under your belt and it's we don't even need to prepare anything this time. We don't even need to try or put effort into it. No, that's the conversation we had. But no, felt fine going into it. Felt pretty okay coming out of it. Just okay.
Yeah, I was not nervous at all until day of today. Today. So
yeah.
Once it I don't know why, but once in the morning I was getting a little jittery, and then once you get going, you get going.
Yeah.
So I think it went all right.
Some of you may have already seen it if it's not up on YouTube yet. You may have seen it on Twitch. We actually opted into streaming this time.
Yeah.
That's how confident we were.
Oh, no, that's bullshit. Because, if you talk about how confident we were, we opted out of the autograph panel.
Well, that was more a matter of practicality. Because I
Here comes the
figured...
excuses.
No, I figured, and this did kind of work, and also it kind of didn't. But, I figured...
I want to hear how this worked.
No, it worked because after the panel was over, we were like, oh, by the way, we didn't do an autograph sesh this time, so we're going to go into a corner. Okay, that sounds kind of shadier than... Okay, so we're going to go into this corner, and if any of y'all want to hang, sign shit, whatever, we'll do that. People did. People were happy. We did a 2-in-1.
If you want to show your appreciation, come meet us in the corner.
Yeah, you don't have to buy one of those autograph tickets.
That's true.
We took money right out of RTX's hands.
Right.
No, this is what really happened. So usually when we go to this, we're one of the small. They'll sit us next to fucking Game Grumps or something, and they'll have this giant fucking Disneyland ass line, and then people come and stuff. It's not No Man's Land, but just by comparison, you feel like you have a small penis, more or less.
Me diabetes?
You diabetes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unlike usual. No, no. But I get it's a little, and this time it's look, at RTX you get these vouchers. we don't want you to waste your voucher on us. Just come to the panel and stuff. But it turned out a lot of people did want us to sign things. So,
yeah, and a couple of people did say, I wasn't sure y'all were going to be here this year until
because we didn't
saw
see
the
you on the
panel.
autograph thing. So
Well, and also because you titled your panel differently.
yeah, so last year they spelled our panel Retsupurae.
So we figured, all right, let's simplify things a little bit. Just use our individual usernames. And
Slow Beef and Diabetes have a panel.
Of course, they added an extra E to my name, which we'll never get away from.
No.
One E, never coming back.
And just if you're curious, if you do see the panel on the VOD, one of the slides I intentionally misspelled my own name with one E. It had nothing to do with that. It was just sort of a happy coincidence that there is like typo.
A happy coincidence.
Typo slapstick, you might
I was
call it.
delighted at this coincidence.
Absolutely.
How happy it was.
Yeah.
Where'd that E go? It went into Diabetes' name.
There you go.
Oh,
Exactly.
okay.
Hey!
So we have a net even amount of E's.
Yay, Dr. Strangelove.
Great. That's right. Cherry Doom was cosplaying this year as Dr. Strangelove from Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker.
I think one person recognized it.
Did people think you were from a different game or somebody else?
I don't know. I think if it's not like one of the big three.
It's not from
Undertale,
Undertale, so it's nothing.
And Homestuck, I think that people are much less interested in what you're cosplaying as.
Are you saying there was very little, if any, Homestuck cosplay here because people are adopting the
think-
Undertale stuff now?
I think the nightmare might be over.
Undertale.
So I did not see a single
No, that's
Homestuck.
just begun.
Oh, Homestuck.
I did not see a single Homestuck this year.
Yeah, so I think Undertale sucked away Homestuck. And
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, leached it. We saw. I didn't actually see too much Undertale. Like we saw great actually.
That was
Mettaton.
really good.
There was
It
good
a really
Mettaton.
good
There were a couple Sanses.
Yeah, one of Chara, whatever the fuck they call it, the kid.
Oh yeah.
I think I saw a Flowey.
Yeah, I saw a
Oh, I didn't
Flowey.
see the Flowey.
Um,
Like evil Flowey or just cool normal Flowey?
is there a cool Flowey really? If you think about
Both of them. Undertale's my favorite game.
it.
Where's UnderCon?
So yeah, we what else should we say? So the panel went alright. We did Here and Shot. We did George Wood. Oh, somebody from Navigator was at our panel.
Yeah. So he chatted with us afterwards and told
Justin.
us to go. Yeah, Justin, really nice guy. We talked to him at his
The Navigator
booth
panel. There's a
that
little.
they have.
They have a little booth in like the indie artist section. He
So we
was-
talked to him a little bit. We did learn. We can confirm George Wood himself has seen all of our videos, or at least some of them, and enjoys them.
Yeah, no,
He's
he's
a fan.
totally. He's very happy with it. Apparently, he was super happy at I think PAX South. They said because he was at PAX South, and a lot of people came up to him like, "Oh my God, George Wood, I know you from the RP videos," and he was like in love with it. So Navigator likes us basically.
Now,
Yes.
I haven't been able to figure this out. What exactly does Navigator do other than publish gaming in the Clinton years?
So the Navigator is
don't-
actually an acronym. National
National
Academy
How many
of
podcasts are we going to spend
Video.
on that?
Reviewer.
This is all
Let's-
covered in the MagFest panel.
Enough of this.
Just
Enough.
watch that.
Stop pretending. Here's the answer. I don't fucking know. I don't know what their business model is. There's awards involved. There's YouTube involved, but I don't know.
Yeah, like every 2 times I've seen their booths, it's just been like a list of categories and the games that are nominated for the category. There's not like any sort of explanation or like
They don't sell merchandise.
They don't sell merchandise.
I really have no idea, frankly.
I don't know what they're doing.
Because I used to be like, well, they make people pay for the award ceremony. Then I learned that other award ceremony. I just don't do that. I don't know. I have no fucking idea.
So Navigator, invite us to your award show. All expenses paid, of course. And we will cover everything. We will unravel the mystery for the people.
He told us to Geoff the Hero, apparently. Well, it was a name I've heard, a YouTuber. Apparently did host something for them where he tried to like kind of redo gaming in the Clinton years but with a more modern take and stuff like that.
Gaming in the Obama years, maybe? Or something
Yeah,
like
I think so. Something like that. And didn't the guy say something like, if you want to host something, like, we think we have something for you, like, whoa, if they have a panel at a con, that kind of thing. So it was funny because he was telling us about Tom, right? And Tom, I think, is like the CEO. And Tom, I think, is the guy we met at PAX East who told us that George Wood was dead.
Yes.
Because I brought up that. And Justin's like, yeah, so that... Because obviously now we know he's not.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, obviously. He goes, here's the thing with Tom. He'll just have an idea, and he'll just do it. And it'll be like, whatever. So he's the kind of guy who would... Andy Kaufman that joke.
He loves bits.
Yeah, he's not going to tell you in person.
Very dedicated
No,
to
I'm
bits.
fucking around. George Wood's alive. He was just like, nope, I said he's dead. He's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly, too, what they did was, and I didn't realize this, and well, this is what Justin said. Now that I'm thinking about it, I can already think of some discrepancies. He's like, we only said the end of George Wood, and we were like, let's see what people take out of that. But then they have videos of them digging up
The
George
doll
Wood.
and everything.
That's not quite right
What
either.
could it mean?
Now I feel like I want to go back there and be like, Justin, you motherfucker, what do you... No, I'm kidding. No, but,
We need like 5 more panels dedicated
I feel
to
like...
this before we...
I feel like every time I talk to them, I just get more questions.
Right?
Alright, enough of it.
He was very thankful.
He
for
was
you guys.
super nice.
He was incredibly nice.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy.
Mm.
I was really cool with Navigator.
We learned he's the guy who runs the Navigator Twitter account.
Yeah.
So follow that shit.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
That for me, it's more trying to figure out what it's all about.
Yeah.
Just trying to.
Maybe that's
learn
part of
more.
the allure. But apparently he wasn't. He told us too. He was also like, besides being funny and everything, they did want to have a more serious take at the awards. So
He said something about something being tangible, and I was like, yeah, I hope something becomes tangible because I
Well,
cannot quite grasp it.
their actual awards are tangible things that
Yeah.
they give to
Sure.
people.
yeah. So really nice to meet him.
Mhm.
What do you call it? What else happened? All right. So we did here in Shaw. We did the Kickstarter video. And then I don't think there's anything extra we have to talk about with any of that stuff,
But
right?
the panel itself?
I mean,
think so.
you know, you've probably seen the VOD of it. I think it was all right. I will say, in terms of gifts and stuff, Hospital and On, I know gave us a couple things. I didn't bring it this year, but like we'll talk about it next time.
Mm.
But he also, by the way, gifted me Zero Time Dilemma, which I played on my flight. Thank you very much. Really cool stuff. We'll talk about that in a bit.
Mm.
Travis gave us T-shirts at the panel.
Really good t-shirts, too.
Yeah,
You're wearing yours right now.
I am wearing mine right now. It's, he got me an XL Snatcher shirt.
Mhm.
It's really cool. I'm
Yeah.
jealous of both of these shirts.
It's got
That's-
Snatcher and the Snatcher logo with a
Let's-
Snatcher head.
It's like in the intro when they're like doing all the examinations of the Snatchers and things like that. It's the skull like exploded or extruded, however they call it, with like pieces coming off, and then in the intro it all snaps into place at one part, you know. But one of those, you'd know it if you see it, kind of
Really
things.
sweet. And then I got a Dark Souls shirt with Solaire with a giant sun in the background doing the Praise the Sun pose. It looks really cool.
It's a very nice silhouette.
Yeah, very nice silhouette. Very
Oh, who came by with the Bloodborne thing?
Bloodborne thing?
Yeah, somebody had this awesome Bloodborne fan art.
Oh,
where,
yeah.
Like or Jack
Doing the
Slade,
loser pose,
Yeah, it's doing
yeah.
the make contact pose.
It's
and
the
then gets
loser
jumped
pose,
on.
it's called.
And then there's a crow that looks at it like all surprised in the corner. So that was really cool. It's always nice to meet like fans and people and stuff like that. Yeah. So all in all, really cool stuff.
Yeah, glad we came.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was funny too because when oh god, blanking right now on his name. Shit, guy in the umbrella lab coat.
Oh, yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
Can't
Oh fuck.
blanking on the name, too. I'm
The
sorry.
dude with the cousins.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, because his cousin. It was funny at one point. Oh God, what's gonna kill me? He's gonna kill me. Anyway, all right. At one point
Edit this out.
we walk up and he goes, "My cousin doesn't believe me that you invented Let's Play," and I was just kind of like,
Them's fighting words.
I'm not surprised. Just like I don't, you know. I feel bad though because I know he probably wanted me to be like, "Yep, I'm the guy," but I'm like, I'm not gonna debate somebody. I just, you know, I feel bad, but there it is. Yeah, so walked around Expo Hall, walked around, you know, met some folks, that kind of deal.
The huge.
The huge. We had Texas barbecue. I had Texas barbecue for the first time in my life.
It was dense barbecue.
Yeah.
Because there's this giant thing where they cook a little bit of everything. You say what you want, and the portions are enormous.
Doom took us there.
So
yeah, it's hard to judge like how much you're actually getting.
I think we all over ordered
Definitely.
because I thought, okay, I'll get a quarter of the giant sausage, which is still turns out a giant amount of sausage, and a little bit of the brisket, and a couple of beef ribs. Not quite catching just how big and blocky said ribs were.
So you usually, when you order ribs, they're pork ribs. It's my understanding. But did you not realize that beef ribs weren't, like, you were like, oh, ribs, that's
Well,
not
I
good.
saw them, and they didn't look as big from my vantage point as they turned out to be.
Do you remember in the Flintstones in the intro when they put that big thing of ribs on Fred's car and it knocks over the car? That's like the size of the fucking ribs you
but
got.
that was also millions of years ago.
And it was like... And it was like thousands of dollars what you ordered. No, it was like both of us. So we ordered because I didn't know. I was like, I saw you got like a ton of fucking meat, and I'm like, I'm not gonna make that mistake. I'll take.
I immediately regretted it. I was like, I'm not gonna be able to eat all this.
Yeah, I was like, I'll have 3 pork ribs, a little bit of brisket, and give me a quarter jalapeno cheese sausage and a quarter regular. Thinking that's not too much. It was $40 for that.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking amazing though, I have to say.
It was good.
But I got pork ribs.
It was too much, but good.
It was so much food. It was so good though.
And then today we just got like a sandwich.
Yeah, the day of panel, just eat light. Doom
to
brought,
compensate for,
Doom brought breakfast tacos.
breakfast tacos are always good.
Did you leave that?
specialty.
Yes.
But
Yes.
we still have the chorizo. From Metroid.
I'll tell you what
Golden
happened.
chorizo.
And that was a joke we missed because Wood calls the chozo a chorizo in it.
Do you think that was an intentional joke?
No.
Okay.
I don't care if Navigator tells me it is, or even if George Wood himself goes, "No, I know it's chozo." I'm like, bullshit, you do.
Maybe now you do.
No, and this is killing me. I told you this. What happened? He couldn't eat that chorizo sausage taco.
I ate some, a couple bites.
And he's like, I guess I'll just leave it in the bag and let housekeeping get it. And what happens? They fucking left it there because they think you still want it because you put it back in the bag.
And now we got a free snack.
I know. I wonder if the mic, I don't know if the mic's picking that
No,
up.
that's moving, so there's...
Yeah, alright, so Cherry Doom is dying in our bathroom.
Something went down the wrong way.
Probably, yeah. I had like 2 bites.
Frappuccino.
Oh my
Choked
god.
on it.
Oh my god.
Are you drinking his Frappuccino?
No.
No,
Oh,
this
okay.
is my Frappuccino.
God almighty.
Okay.
What's wrong with you?
Nothing.
Wait.
I didn't see your Frappuccino, so I'm like, maybe...
You didn't see my
Frappuccino
Frappuccino
roll
right in
call.
front of you?
No, I don't have a Frappuccino. I just have coffee. I
All right. Okay.
I wanted a hot one, but...
Okay, should we just
No,
start over?
no. I want to tell this story too because you were going out for coffee, and I'm like, "Can you just get me a big coffee?" And you're like, "That's all I say, big coffee." I'm like, "Large coffee." Comes back with a large iced coffee,
Which is a large coffee. It fits your
I
your
clarified.
limited criteria.
I even said
that
just
you
say
provided.
venti coffee or large coffee. Oh, I'll go a little creative. I know he wants iced. It's Austin, Texas, but I'm in a hotel room
and it's
now.
100 degrees out.
It's not in the room. It's not 100
It's still
degrees.
hot.
No.
What is functionally the difference between iced and hot coffee? It's
Hot-
caffeine, you're
okay,
tired,
two
you want
things.
something to wake up with.
Yes,
How
but-
will that affect you any differently? And also, it's cold.
Hot
cold
coffee-
stimulates you to like, oh, it's cold. I
Hot
need to get up.
coffee is sippable and nice for a podcast. This iced coffee also is like sweating like a motherfucker. Like I was outside, so there is
Which
all
is why you need
water-
something iced.
all
from all
water
the sweating
on
you
the
did.
fucking thing by the computer. So
You're welcome.
You're both seeing.
way.
You're welcome. I fucking got you the taxi before.
This is what it's like all the time.
Yeah, more
Yeah.
or less. And then my favorite thing too was you did that slow wallet reach that went nowhere in the cab. this
Because you
morning.
were doing it too, and I didn't
I mean,
have
you were
cash
just
on
like,
me.
I'll let Beef beat me to the draw on that one.
I had the card, which would have taken longer than the cash.
You did accidentally spend like $8,000 on food yesterday.
Well, we both
Oh,
did,
great.
so,
yeah, all
yeah.
right, that's true.
Yeah.
Anyway, not really 8,000 verse. I'm making fun of verse for.
That's how many calories we had.
Verse had a funny tweet to Cherry Doom this morning where he's like, "Hey, you look like Dr. Strangelove," and it's like,
Yep.
Doom's like, "Yes, thank you, Verse."
This is my Saturday casual wear.
I was quite literally, I was in the bathroom just looking at my phone real quick, and I saw that, and I laughed out loud. So yeah.
So there's that.
Let's see here. So, anything else you want to talk about?
RTX wise, no.
Good convention, always fun.
Yeah. Happy to stop by.
Always wish I could stay longer and all that, but whatever.
We're never coming back.
Nope. Okay, so we
let's
have
cover other stuff while we're here.
one thing I should mention too is we did actually have a PAX podcast we were going to do, but Beatus' computer crashed and lost the audio, and I'd like to yell at him like that, but it's not really his fault.
Well, even when I came back, y'all were saying like, this kind of sucked anyway.
Yeah, we were like, let's redo it anyway, but then getting the 4 of us together wasn't possible.
So is there anything we'd like to say about PAX East?
Nah, I think it's...
I remember nothing about it. Besides the fun.
Right, it was a
that
fun
we
time.
did. No, it was always fun to go.
Yeah.
Because I missed out on the one before, so it was nice to come back.
You ever been to PAX East? I feel
Yeah,
like you
well,
have.
you guys once.
Yeah, she went
Yeah.
once.
First time, I think.
Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Good talk. All right, I want to talk about video games or two.
What?
I know.
No.
I want to talk about Mighty Number 9.
Oh boy.
What's the big deal? I just remember the controversy about the community manager from a few years ago. What became of it?
The
Nothing.
game just
She
sucks,
left.
apparently.
Mhm.
Right.
So the game is not good.
No. You know how it is when you played a Mega Man game, you're like, thank God for the community management here. That all fell apart. So that, no, obviously it didn't matter. It was a bunch of bullshit. But anyway, but what happened was the game sucked. It came out and it's... Alright, I'll say it's funny because when I first played it, I was hearing on Twitter, like, this is the worst game, haha. And I was like, you know what I bet's happening is it's cost so much money, it was delayed for like a year or whatever. It was delayed for a long time. Mm. I bet this is like internet overreaction. It's probably not a good game, but it's probably not as bad as people make it out to be. Okay. So I played it really with an open mind, and I was like, I don't like this.
But you finished it.
Yeah. Because that's what I do. I like to finish things that other people don't like to play.
Very stubborn person, yeah.
I take the Let's Play tagline literally. I like to play it so you don't have to.
So what was wrong with it?
I don't... It's okay. Gameplay wise, it's kind of like Mega Man.
How would you? So the voice acting I've heard is pretty abysmal.
Well,
like, are we talking Mega Man 8 abysmal, like Dr. Wily, you know, that kind of stuff?
No, it's more like they don't shut up, and
like a Sonic Boom kind of thing.
I never played Sonic Boom.
I've seen bits of it.
So okay, I'll go back to the gameplay, but like, okay, so I'll give an example. There's a character named Avi, and I actually like him. He's like Mighty Number 1, and he's got kind of a newscaster vibe going. He's like a helicopter-ish kind of flying one. It's like Avi is short for aviator, and like he'll have like funny little dialogue where it's like he'll like strafe twice across the screen, slowly like boss attacks, like update, boss attacks back, correction twice, and things like that as it goes on.
Okay,
he's okay. This happens through the whole fucking game, though, and there's a point where it's just like, okay, enough. Like, so there's like one boss called Cryo, Mighty Number 2, and I actually thought this was funny, but like, whenever she tells ice puns constantly, like even the ones that don't
Mr.
really
Freeze level.
Yeah,
from
no,
Batman.
worse.
Oh,
like at one point she goes
worse.
Yeah, she goes hold on, meaning hold on, but hold.
That's not a pun.
I know.
That's not.
When she did
It's
it,
a
I'm like,
rhyme.
I was like, she didn't just say hold on, did she? And then she said it again, and then she shoots at you, and she goes pew 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 pew.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's not a nice pun either.
That's not either. Every boss does this. So and then during the stage they do it. So it really is, like, it's not bad or anything like that.
It sounds like it's more tedious on your ears.
There's like a point where you're like, oh, shut the fuck up already. You know what I mean? Like,
so this isn't during cutscenes. This is during gameplay.
Yeah, it's during gameplay.
Wow.
It's like their tells for the boss happen with voices, and like again during this time, if you get the weapon like for a particular stage, the boss you defeated will actually help you in the stage and do stuff like, hey, I'll destroy some background hazards for you. Or the boss might taunt you during the stage. The game won't shut up. It is a chatty fucking game.
Ooh, boy. Okay.
Gameplay, it's funnily enough, Dectalon's like, this really isn't bad. And Dectalon, I think, has a good eye for games that you might otherwise look past or whatever. So I looked at it again, but I can't get into it. It plays like a ROM hack. It's hard. There's like pixel perfect jumps in it and like dashes to the point where you're like, this doesn't feel right. It feels a little unfair.
Okay.
There's one or two levels in particular where I'm like, this is fucking bullshit. Like,
so not fair challenge, but just
right. So Call, who's like Roll in the game, she gets her own level. It's kind of a stealthy level. You go through a hallway, a bunch of shit shooting at you.
stealthy.
Kind of, not really. It's whatever. It's like half-hearted stealth. Like if you get caught, who the fuck cares? And then it's like, well, why am I even bothering?
No.
So Go through a hallway. Climb up a ladder. She has like a little hover and an air dash move. They give you, like insta-kill spikes all around this drop, and then a hallway, and then a kink in the hallway, which means you have to kind of perfectly hover, dash. And if you mess it up like a tiny bit, you're dead. I lost like 10 lives to that. And then you have lives, so then it kicked me out of the stage. So I'm like, and it's a mandatory stage, so I'm like, fuck it,
Sounds Battletoadsy almost.
Kind of. It's very amateur hour and things. Like, you get 2 lives to start with. You can just set that to 9 if you want.
Mighty.
Yeah, exactly.
Number of lives.
None of the cutscenes are... they're animated, but there's no facial animation. So a character will just talk to you and, like, have his mouth open and, like, an expression, and then there's his voice acting. And the opening, like, warehouse you're in, like, you have 2 doctors, like, Dr. White and Dr. Sanda.
Santa?
Sanda. It's a big fact. He's cute. But, like,
Sanda.
They'll be resting on cardboard boxes, but on, like, a big background of, like, nothing. Like, and there's, like, shit going on. It's supposed to be like, oh, we're in a cyber data world, but they're on, like, normal objects. It really gave me the impression, like, we didn't draw a warehouse for them to be in,
They didn't reach that stretch goal.
No, it's... Yeah. The final boss is ugly as sin. It's like a big orb you fight, more or less. It's awful looking. And you don't hear about it until the very end. Like, oh yeah, this robot. And then you see it, and I'm like, oh, this must be the first crap form before it becomes... No. And it's a 2-stage...
Hi everyone, sorry to interrupt. This is Diabetes from the more recent past. Audacity did something wrong with the recording, and the next 7 minutes of this conversation were mysteriously lost, and then Audacity decided to continue recording 7 minutes later, so you didn't lose too much. All you missed was some additional chat about the shortcomings of MN9, and I believe this conversation 7 minutes in the future still picks up about that same topic, so here you are, 7 minutes later.
So he's kind of spread himself really thin now, and it's like, this really probably hurt his reputation pretty goddamn bad, too.
Is it true that the credits are 4 hours long?
I've heard that they are, and I thought I saw a YouTube video. Everyone keeps asking me that. Let me just look real quick, like, Mighty number 9 credits. I'm pretty sure it is true.
This is the advantage of on-site podcasts.
Yep, 3 hours, 48 minutes, 5 seconds.
So each person individually, like, they get their name on the screen instead of just a big scrolly list that goes by fast?
That's right. And not only that, but...
God, I thought Assassin's Creed credits were bad.
Yeah, there, look at this. There's every single Kickstarter backer is thanked. However, a lot of people had their names removed or whatever, so it just says a generous backer for, like, tons of them. I'm looking at it right now. Excuse me.
So instead of saying, like, 500 very generous backers,
Yeah.
a generous backer listed 500 separate times.
That wouldn't be giving them proper credit.
Right.
If
Right.
they just said 500 times 500.
I wish it said redacted instead of a generous backer.
This is so ridiculous, yeah.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, 2 hours, 45 minutes in, they're on,
And there's a rap song that plays over some of it?
Yeah, at the beginning. My stream died the second the rap song began. I'm like, oh, that's for the best.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
It could have been the next His World, for all we know. Yeah.
It seemed pretty bad, actually. I did listen to it.
Oh.
It is pretty much the next His World, yep. Holy shit, yeah, look at that. 3 hours, 44 minutes in, and it's still going. Wow. Up to 70,000. It's ridiculous.
Is it in alphabetical order?
No, I think it's just an order of backers.
Oh, man, if you just, like, one guy's looking for his name.
Yeah, right? What is even the point of this? Like,
What point did I donate?
a generous back. Most of these are a generous backer. Like, this makes no sense. I think you could write a thing to filter that, like, really fucking quick, actually. This is not even hard to program.
The credits can only be 1 hour long.
Holy Christmas. Yeah, serious.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I think, honestly, it's not great. It's just not, it's not the worst thing. Like, people are like, because people in my stream even were like, what is this as bad as Sonic 06? Like, oh, no, let's not go crazy here. It's not, like, awful. If you had nothing else, it's an okay time waster. It's just for all the pomp and circumstance, it doesn't live up to that.
Right.
Yeah. Excuse me.
I do kind of want to see one of those MMOs that we've talked over on Kickstarter before that are obviously never get funded. Like, they get $5 and then they just die.
Yeah.
I want to see it get, like, the ones that ask for, like, $10,000 to make.
Yeah, exactly.
And I want to see that funding goal get met and see what they do with it.
Oh, right?
Well, just given what happened here.
I don't understand it either, because it's Unreal Engine 3. They were like one behind, and it just runs like dog shit. Like, it runs really bad. Like, I have a pretty good PC, you know, but like...
It can handle panels.
It can handle panels. No, I mean, but seriously, I do. I play Witcher 3 on low settings, I'll grant. Well, I'm streaming it too, you know, but I can play it a little higher and stuff. So there's no reason, looking like it does, Mighty Number 9 should have any issues. Speaking of games that are not quite so polished,
Okay.
Zero Time Dilemma. The big difference being the gameplay works fine and the story is fine. All the key pieces that need to be there are totally good. But it's voice acted, everything's cool there. It's just graphically it's weird.
You showed me a little bit of it here.
Yeah.
It has like okay, the characters themselves actually look alright, I
They're
think.
expressive and everything, but then when you look at some of the finer details...
So, like, if you look at any round objects in the game are tessellated, meaning they're, like, squared off when you look at them up close. And the game, keep in mind, it's an adventure game / visual novel thing. It has control of the camera, so you'd think they'd be, like, a little smarter about, let's not focus on round things like cylinders or that lady's boobs,
Big boobs. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a giant boob lady again.
Is that a common thing across the
Yep,
different
there's one in every game. Like,
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing in this crazy costume? Oh, I just came from work, you know.
I'm a dancer, right? Yeah, I'm a belly dancer or something. That was Lotus, right, in the first game, 999.
And the second one, she was... I guess I don't want to spoil it.
That's
I can't remember what it was. It was something weird.
So there is a kind of sort of spoilery thing in her backstory for Alice, you mean, in the second game? But she says in the game she's part of like a counter-terrorist organization thing.
And she's undercover?
Something like that, but she looks like she's wearing nothing. She's wearing a necklace as a shirt. More or less, it's like a really thick kind of
She's got a little
ring.
tiny jacket, what we in the fashion industry we call a bolero, that just kind of goes off the arms, and then her boobs are just out.
Yeah.
And she's got a necklace over the boobs.
Yeah, that's it.
You would never ever see anyone wearing that.
And she works in counterterrorism?
Yeah, she's undercover.
But like exactly, yeah, where they don't mention her outfit really. Like in the first game, they're like, you know, the Lotus is dressed kind of like all cleavagey and all, and you know, like half shirt, and they're like, where the hell were you when you were like picked up for this deadly game? And you know, she's like, well, I'm a belly dancer or something, and I was kidnapped after work.
Yeah,
So
sure, makes sense.
yeah, Alice, though, there's no excuse. Mira in this game, there's no excuse for either, as far as I can tell. She is wearing like a red mini skirt kind of thing with like a long sleeve that like is part long sleeve jacket, but zipper is just open, boobs are just out with this like leather bikini top thing, I guess.
The shirt looks like it cannot possibly close over.
She has giant breasts, and also sleeves all around, zippers all around her sleeves, meaning that she could like unzip the sleeve. I don't know if that's a thing, but detachable sleeves.
Have you heard of pockets?
I have not heard of pockets.
Sleeve pockets?
But no one brings up Mira's boobs in the game, so I don't know if she's... I mean, I don't want to talk too much about the game, but I don't know if she's, whatever, dressed.
I saw, Slowby showed me the opening for Time Dilemma 0, and it intrigued me. I'm definitely going to get it now.
It's like, really cool looking.
The first, like, thing that happens is really interesting. Like, you can basically finish the game in 5 minutes.
I guess we can talk about it, because the first 5 minutes of the game,
it's
been out a couple days. All right, so the first the game's based on decisions, and you have like the really cool things you have to decide between. But the first one is
chocolate or vanilla.
Yeah, it's like I flip the coin. If you get it wrong, you're gonna play my deadly game. But if you get it right, I'll let you go. And it's always one way. And if you pick it, Zero is like, okay, I'll let you go. And then they're out the door like, what the hell was that about? And it's the credits. It's like a little joke thing.
Yeah, it's really cool. I was like, that's really clever.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to try to play it.
It's fun. I think if you liked Virtue's Last Reward, you'll like this.
So somebody who has not played those previous games, because I did not have the 3DS or 3DS, do you have to play those games to appreciate Zero Time Dilemma? Okay.
I really do feel like you have to play them in order. So 999...
Even though it's like a different set of characters each game, right?
The first two is
Yeah.
totally different, except for one person, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And
They're returning characters, but the stories are very linked.
Yeah.
You're gonna want to too, because there's like plot twists that have to do with previous games and things like that. But like, so if you want 999, I talked about the first two games on this podcast before, so I won't belabor them. But like 999 is emulatable. It's apparently not hard to play, and iOS has a version, but there's no like video game to it. Like it's normally a series of escape the room things with like big cutscenes between everything. And I mean long fucking cutscenes, but like, the only thing is Virtue's Last Reward, I think you need a 3DS or a Vita or a PSTV to play. I don't think it's on PC. I heard it was coming to PC, but I don't think it's there yet.
999 the novel?
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zero Time Dilemma is PC or Vita.
It's not on the 3DS?
I don't know, actually, now that you mention it.
Huh.
It probably is, now that I'm thinking about it. But I guess I can look that up real quick.
What do you have to talk about, Vetus?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
All I know is that Slowbeef has 1 million things to talk about. But what do you have to bring to the table?
I'm the listener of this
okay.
podcast.
Oh, okay.
It is
I'm
3DS, by the way.
Cool.
Zero Time Dilemma.
I might get it for 3DS because I liked playing it before bed.
Yeah.
It was sort of relaxing, I guess.
I played it on the plane ride to Austin.
Very good.
And then I arrived a little early, so I played it in the hotel room by myself.
What have you been playing, Diabetes?
Well, the last major completion of mine was Dark Souls 3.
Nice. Still haven't
Nice.
finished that myself.
Yeah.
I finished that.
It's solid.
It is solid.
Solid.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like, this is the greatest thing in the world. But I'm just like,
I
Good shit.
feel like I'm definitely enjoying it more than I enjoyed 2.
You played Bloodborne too, right?
Oh, yeah.
What'd you think of Bloodborne vs. 3?
I loved Bloodborne.
Me too.
I think I might like Bloodborne better.
I like.
A little bit.
I put Dark 1 and Bloodborne at top tier.
Yeah.
And then Dark 3 and Demon Souls right under, like super close. You know what I mean?
I still need to play Demon Souls, but I'm a little hesitant because I know it's rough. I
It's-
mean, as in like it's challenging.
Yeah, it is. It's doable. I mean, like it's the one tricky thing is like it's very easy to get trolled playing online. Like
Yeah.
there's like enemy weapons that permanently damage your armor, or like you there's a spell that will permanently de-level you and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah, I was lucky. I
there's a
never
reason
got
they
that.
don't do those things anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Demon Souls, you could tell, was their first. Real,
Yeah.
You know.
Won't this be fun?
Right.
The whole world tendency thing, I still don't really understand.
So world tendency is it's like, how does it work? Oh, so you know in Bloodborne how like you kill a boss and then like a moon will change and then the
Yes.
world's different?
Yeah.
There is the thing like that in Demon Souls called world tendency, where it can go from pure white to like degrees of white and then pure black to degrees of black. If you're playing online, it's influenced by everyone else playing, but that never really works apparently, and it's always at sort of neutral tendency. If you play offline stuff like
That's how it was for
killing
me,
a
yeah.
boss or dying might budge it up or down. So if you really want to do those kinds of events, you should play offline so you can do all that stuff. And that's how I understand it anyway. But
Yeah.
I really like Demon Souls. Personally, I thought it was really cool.
Having played it first, yeah, it made quite the impression on me.
It really keeps you guessing too. Like it's like, oh, I bet this world's themed around this, and then you'll have some boss that's like nothing like that, and you're like, oh, that's interesting. So you never really know where it's gonna go next.
Playing Dark Souls 3, a couple of the bosses there made me really want to play Bloodborne. Just because the style of combat was clearly
Yeah.
influenced from that for several of the bosses. I was like, ooh, I should play Bloodborne.
Can we say boss names in this, or
I think the game's been out for long enough.
Oh,
This is your warning. If you don't want to be spoiled on names of shit, then
Skip.
earmuffs, kids.
yeah, just
Okay.
the names?
Abyss Watchers.
Yes, exactly. Abyss Watchers felt very Bloodborne.
It was like, oh shit.
Them and Pontiff Solvane, I felt.
I really liked him too.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was the one with like the stand. He was in like
He
a
clones
church.
himself.
He starts out with two swords, like a blue one and a pink one, and then he kind of splits
That
up,
one.
and he has like the shadow.
I was
kind.
thinking of the congregation.
Oh, that was a cool fight.
Or
but-
wait.
Remember
or
in
the
Dark Souls 2, that kind of random...
Deacons.
Deacons.
Yeah.
yeah. Remember the boss in Dark Souls 2 where you just fight a bunch of random dudes?
Oh yeah, that's
It was
right.
like that, but so much better.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like that, but good.
Yeah,
It-
like, oh, this is...
that is easily the most
Interesting.
forgettable boss fight in Dark Souls.
Yeah, right?
That was like right after the shitty village, right?
Yeah, I think
Village
so.
and then the Cave of Spiders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really strange.
It
Yeah.
was, yeah.
It was like, I don't know, just throw some enemies at him.
Well, it was weird too because there's also that boss that was a
That's
bunch
the
of rats.
congregation, right?
The Congregation. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, that's it.
There's a bunch of rats as a boss, and one of them is the real boss. Which I'm like, okay, that's fine.
And then remember the
But-
rat that was pretty much modeled after Sif from Dark
Yeah.
Souls 1?
But you know what?
Only without the sword in the mouth,
Royal
but
Rat
obviously
Vanguard.
had the exact same...
But whenever it's funny, the congregation's so forgettable that for a long time people are like, "What about the congregation?" I was like, "You mean the rats?" They're like, no. There's this other boss. I'm like, I don't. Oh yeah.
They had a meter, so they count as a boss.
Yeah. It's funny because like it's the Souls games take because for me I think 2 was the quote unquote worst. I still liked it, but you know.
It was fine.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
agree.
It just didn't have any like really interesting characters like 1 did and 3 does because partially because it does like copy some of the same characters, but that's way better than like just like total who gives a shit about any of these people. And 2, like the only one that was sort of amusing was the armor guy who like is like super thankful when you buy anything from him, and then when you've bought everything, he's like doesn't give a shit about you because he's rich now.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah, and I'm sure there's people who are going to be like, no, 2's great and stuff, and you know, but everyone has their favorite, I guess. I kind of appreciate what I feel like 2 was trying to do because it like combat. I think of the 3 Dark Souls games feels the most different in 2. Like 3 feels like what you would have expected a sequel to be, and 2 is like no. Now things aren't as weighty and there's a little more fluid and stuff. You have to kind of relearn combat. I almost felt like they were trying to make it like, hey, let's make it hard by making you have to relearn things again.
That
Just
whole
like,
adaptability thing,
Oh,
which
that,
influenced your
yeah.
iframes went
Oh,
for rolling,
yeah.
and then they
Yeah.
just like let's not do that. Dark Souls
yeah,
3.
Dark Souls 3 just feels like a sequel.
Yeah, pretty
to
much.
1.
Which is fine.
Yeah,
What classes did you guys play as for 3?
I was the knight.
I think I was the knight too.
Okay, well, what builds did you have?
Kind of just usually when I first play those, I usually go with a tanky knight
Same.
kind of guy, like basic sword and shield layout, no real magic.
I think I did like strength really.
Yeah,
I'm
mostly
kind of
just
wishing I'd done that. I'm doing cleric right now, and I'm just like seeing all these huge hammers, and I'm like, man, I want that.
I love having a big hammer now and stuff. In Dark Souls 2, I actually did that. I did a strength build. I called her Slayanetta, and she had the demon hammer and would just bash through everything. It was great.
There's a really cool hammer in 3 that its super attack is you raise it up in the air and lightning strikes into it, and then you just go.
That sounds
Creates this
awesome.
big area
That
of
was
effect
cool.
lightning thing. Like it's really, if you're doing PvP, it's easy to dodge, but it looks neat,
I always-
and it's very sasatisfying to
I
connect
always
with.
forget about the weapon arts and the focus attacks.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't. My first playthrough, I did not use them at all. The weird thing about the web, you can use the starting weapons pretty much and be fine throughout the whole game. Like I found a broadsword very early on and just used that. Like I imbued it with the heavy gem and just used that the whole rest of the game pretty much, and it was fine.
I forget what weapon it was. It was very early on, but I put it up to +10, and I
Yeah.
just kind of won the game with that.
You're like, I have no real reason to switch weapons at this point.
That's one thing that I kind of don't like is that like you do put a lot into 1 or 2 weapons at the beginning, and then when you get towards the end, like those weapons are often better than the weapons that you just find, and you can't really.
There's not as much
invest
incentive
as much
to
into them.
yeah.
And so it's like, well, why would I use this if this other one's just fine?
Yeah, exactly.
One of the changes I appreciated the most was how armor is no longer upgradable.
Yes.
So then that gives you the freedom to just mix and match whatever fashion you want
souls.
to,
Yep.
and like From finally got that. Like people just want to look good, so let's
Yeah.
just let them do that.
Did you hear about the fashion police invader?
Yeah.
Yeah. They invade your game and then they change into whatever your outfit is, but with like a change, like to be like you should wear this hat instead.
Like their
That's
character
awesome.
kind of like circles yours, like scrutinizing your costume, and then I think they just like lay down some extra gear for you that they think, try this on instead.
I really love.
And then they teleport
I
out.
love gimmick invaders.
Yeah.
I had one called the Gifter in 2 who just gave me a ton of shit, and I got like a bunch of. They gave me like a shit ton of something really useful, and like that carried me through a lot of the game. and they gave it to me like at the very beginning. I was like, that guy was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he gave me like the two rings you get for that like turn your weapons invisible on the right and left hands.
Okay.
Which is like something you get for doing something crazy.
Right.
But yeah, and I've had a few invaded. Usually when I get invaded, I try to like not engage. I'll usually like have my character lay down on the ground.
Just submit immediately.
Like, hey guys, I don't want to fight. And sometimes that works, but sometimes, and like they'll just follow me around and like cheer me on or whatever when I'm fighting.
I've been in 3. I got invaded by someone called something like the Canadian or something, and he was just like a naked guy with an axe.
Did he throw "I'm sorry"?
Yeah, yes he did. Yes he did. Lots of "I'm sorry," and he would follow me around and like cheer me on while I was fighting things, and or in the middle of fights he would whip out the binoculars and. It was really funny.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, and also when I got invaded in one, I would take out the oh, what's that guy with the like the trident, and he dances.
Oh, I know
yeah,
what you
yeah,
mean.
Yeah, I would just do that. I would just dance.
You know what I like too is there's a new thing in 3 that lets you disguise yourself as like a chair.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, me too.
What else?
DLC's coming in the fall, I think.
Forgot about that.
I think they're doing 2 pieces of DLC, and then
Alright.
and then the Dark series is done, I believe.
Allegedly. I bet they
Allegedly.
dip back in that well. And I want to see.
There's always Demon Souls 2.
Mm.
Eh?
I like I know people don't, but I like Neo a lot.
From the Matrix?
No, the PS4, the Team Ninja's take on Dark Souls. It's a samurai game.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know nothing
yeah.
about
I've
that.
seen some footage of that.
It's very hard Dark Souls. I know what I said. You like die in 2-3 hits, and I think that my biggest problem is the checkpoints are way far apart. Like you're expected to do a lot. It's a really good looking game, and it's like there's all sorts of tricks. But it's funny, like if you run out of stamina, your guy just drops his guard and like has to catch his breath. So it's funny. It really feels like its own thing. It like. Watching it, I know a bunch of people were kind of like, this looks like bullshit ripoff of Dark Souls. Playing it felt a lot different. And it's a lot more fast-paced, and I liked it personally.
Okay.
You fight like all sorts of Japanese mythology things, cool
Is
stuff.
it out now or just demo?
It was a demo. It was a timed demo. You can't play it anymore.
Oh.
So, but apparently after E3, they're going to come out with a new demo that you have to pay for, like a $5 deal, and then that'll
Pay for a demo?
That's what I heard. I don't know if they're going to go through with it or whatever.
That takes some guts.
Yeah,
You gotta have confidence in your product for that.
Yeah. They do like a Diablo kind of... Well, they did a Diablo kind of thing where they give you tons of items, but then everything has really short weapon durability, so you have to keep switching, which gets annoying, so they took that out apparently. But fortunately, don't worry, it's in Zelda Breath of the Wild for everybody who's...
I was about to say,
Yeah.
Weapon durability and more inventory management.
I think, yeah, if they could get rid of the inventory management part of it, I wouldn't mind weapon durability as much as I do now. I just hate going back to menus for things.
As long as it's not like super inconvenient, like go to like a quarter of the way through a dungeon, like, oh, I need to go repair my weapon now.
So Neo is really bad with that. Like,
Really?
in the middle of a boss fight.
Ugh.
It's like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna
So
do...
you just die and...
Kind of, yeah.
Do you buy stuff that lets you repair on the spot?
Yes, you can
Okay.
do that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, there's stuff
Yes.
you can do, it's just...
Because Zelda will have that too.
Yeah. I do think it needed a little more, but...
Mm.
Neo is cool to me, because they also have the stamina management thing called a Ki Pulse, where your stamina... in fighting games, sometimes your bar will go red, and then you start to lose it? Stamina kind of works like that, where you can, hit a guy, and then if you want to continue your combo, you can... Or you can press L1 and he'll gain back the stamina that was draining at the cost of not continuing the combo, but you can do something kind of soon after. So there's a super meta game of stamina management going on, and then the super risky, if you run out of stamina, you can't move and you're just completely exposed and you'll probably get killed type of deal. I personally think combat's different. Like Lords of the Fallen, I really didn't like it, and I felt like this feels
I don't think anyone did.
Some people like it. Some people were like, did the whole "you're playing this wrong" slow beef thing, but I felt like it was very clunky Dark Souls ripoff. Neo feels like its own thing. Neo, I feel like is the potential to be a successful Dark Souls competitor. Lords of the Fallen, I felt like needed a lot of work. I don't know, But people tell me I'm wrong, so...
Have you actually beaten Lords of the Fallen?
Mm-mm.
It's got to be pretty bad when even you refuse to
Well, here's my
finish
deal.
something.
I want to go back to it, but like
No,
a lot
you
of
don't.
no, a lot of people. I don't like to leave things unfinished, but like a lot of people, even in my stream, were like, it was really boring to watch. So I'm like, yeah, I'm alright. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll do it off.
Why play games if you don't stream them?
That's true. No,
That's how I started to feel.
It's
after a while.
2016, man.
what do you
Why
mean?
play games if you don't stream them?
Yeah, basically, I would be like playing a game. I'm like, I kind of wish I was streaming this.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way too. 'Cause sometimes like something really cool or funny will happen.
Yeah.
I
Or like I'll think.
And I don't have friends to share it with.
Like I'll be watching a movie or playing a game and I'll think of something funny to say. And I'm like, damn it.
That's
I'm
what
not
Twitter's
streaming
for.
this.
You know what? I forgot also one thing. I know we're kind of running low on time here.
We can go over.
RE7 demo. Have you played that?
No, it's out on PS4, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta try that.
I still don't have a PS4.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's free.
The PS4 is?
No, yeah, the PS4 is.
Oh, good.
No, so the demo is free. I loved it,
Okay.
kind of.
Okay.
So
Started out so strong.
it was like I still think it's okay. I'll tell you the problem with it. So they do really cool shit in it. If you haven't played it,
You can spoil it. I'll probably
Yeah,
never
that's
play it.
fine.
okay. So you're in a mansion. You're given the instructions: get out of the house, right? And it's your standard adventure gamey kind of stuff. There's a locked cabinet. You find bolt cutters. Graphics are very nice,
Sounds familiar.
right? You get a VHS tape. Put it in the VCR.
What is that?
Now and then the VHS starts playing, and there's a couple characters, and they're talking, and you realize, oh wait, I can control things in the VHS tape.
Whoa, that's cool.
It's really cool. There's like a VHS filter. I was playing it with my wife, and she was playing, and the VHS, the characters walked away. I'm like, can you try moving? She's like, no, try it. And she moved, and it was like, holy shit, that's really cool. Really cool shit happens in the VHS, horror stuff, you know? People.
So they go for more Silent Hilly stuff than just
Yeah.
your straight like zombies.
Oh, there's
eat you,
yeah, exactly.
And you
This-
need to get gems and shit.
It feels like a ghost story more than
That's
anything.
good.
I've heard it's not, but it feels like supernatural shit's happening now.
I hope that, because I mean, 7 and 6, or no, 6 and 5 are pretty shitty.
Yeah, honestly.
It's
Five
fun.
was no. I will say
Five-
five was a lot of fun if
You do
you
co-op.
like
We
us,
do
yeah,
co-op,
and co-op
yes.
it. Yes.
Beatus and I had a lot of fun with 5.
Did we do
but
co-op?
I think we did a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I played that game like 3 times with 3 different people. Maybe I think I played twice with Roosevelt.
people would disagree. I would say 4 is actually.
But I do not want to play that game anymore. I
Yeah.
played it way too much.
Yeah, if you played it 3 times. That's
Yeah, I
understandable.
guess. I mean, but it was fun to do co-op. I just didn't think it was. It's not what I would want out of a survivor horror
no,
game.
totally agreed.
Oh yeah, it's like an action game.
Yeah.
Through and through.
But 7 is definitely horror roots. So I'm going to tell you the problem. This is something
Oh, yeah.
really cool. Okay.
Okay.
You don't have to do this in the VHS tape, but there's a hidden lockpick and a locked cap dresser. If you open it in the VHS world, there's nothing in it. But in the present world, if you open it, it's now unlocked. So I thought there was a cool supernatural thing going on where, you do shit in the VHS, it affects the present world.
It probably just is like past present thing. Like this
Yeah.
is what's happening. It's not like
And
well,
you're-
like you're not. Is it that your character is controlling the VHS, or that you, the player, are also controlling
No,
the VHS?
you're like the character in the VHS
Yeah,
now. Like
okay.
you, the player, are watching the VHS,
Right.
and then it's like a little game within a game thing.
You were like, I've played Metroid Prime Echoes. I know what this is all about.
So what happens is you have a drawer, and when you get it, there's an axe, and it says press R2 to attack. No one can figure out why. There's no enemies. There's no nothing. There's like puzzles. There's an item you get called the dummy finger in it. Nobody knows what it does. There's no prompts to use it anywhere or whatever.
So this
So-
feeds the online speculation groups. Right.
This is my argument.
I mean, it's not a standalone demo, is it?
It is a standalone demo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not just a piece of the game.
No, it's not.
Interesting.
I think, though, from what I've read, it's going to take place in the same mansion as the game, and you're getting like a little part of it.
Definitely kind of a PT vibe. Obviously, that's what they were going
Yeah,
for.
and I'm going to say, I think it's actually. I liked it better.
Yeah?
Well, no, PT's a little scarier in some ways. Like, I like the atmosphere of PT, although I like the atmosphere here, too. I think it does the whole... This was everything PT wanted to be. Because for that first week or so, everybody was like, okay, wait, have you tried doing this? And it was really fun to figure out. The only problem is it seems like the reason we can't advance anymore in the demo is it's a timed unlock.
Yeah.
Like, they made it like you actually couldn't advance, you know?
Oh.
And there was, like, a lot of back and forth. Like, people on Capcom Facebook, like, community manager people were, like, saying things like, oh, yeah, you don't need a patch, there's more to it. Then they'd have to, like, kind of say later, like, actually, we don't know more than the developers. And there's a lot of, like, speculation. Oh, there is more. No, there isn't. Capcom's fucking with us, etc. So, I don't know. It definitely did PT better than PT just because people stumbled on PT. And also, I don't know. The people who defend PT, I think there's some rose-colored stuff there because it's like, the puzzles in PT make sense. Like, no, they don't. It's like,
not really.
no, there's a door closed. Why is it closed? Because you didn't see a ghost in the bathroom? Like, oh, yeah, okay, that's why the door's
That
closed.
checks out.
Yeah. You know, so I think the timed unlock is a little bullshit, but I mean, it was fun to, like, search for stuff. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's just me getting old, but it's like, the journey's in the joy's in the journey, you know, that kind of shit.
When's it come out? For real, they've announced a date?
Isn't it like later this year?
Oh, really? That's...
I think it's like December?
Oh.
Maybe. I don't know about that.
Yeah. You know what was killing me, too, by the way, is that, you know, Kamok, Tortoise on Tour?
Mm-hmm.
He and I and the Andrea Ritsu were trying to figure it out, and Tortoise was like, okay, look, things you do in the VHS world can affect the present world. It can't be the other way around. And I'm like, why not?
Why? Yeah.
He's like, well, it's the past and the present. But I'm like, but it's horror. It's like a supernatural thing. Like, that's the whole thing.
I get it. I understand. I get what, like, it's like, this is what happened in the past. So now that's what's happened. But I can see, like,
but it's horror, right? Because, you know what you...
Sure, but that's not the kind of horror it is, I guess.
Are you sure?
Is that a set
No.
rule? Of...
Yeah, well, no, that's what I'm saying.
That just makes more sense logically to me.
But I've seen Ju-On. I'm telling,
Okay.
and in Ju-On they do that where, like, not The Grudge, but like the detective sees his daughter from the past, like 20 years in a different room, because why the fuck not, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it's doing. But I'm just Tortoise was killing me though, because he's like, well, it can't affect it. I'm like, no, it might. And he's like, no, it can't. I'm like, no, but that's a rule you made. Like, it might, you know? Like, you didn't make the game. Like, it's possible. It's possible even if it shouldn't work, is my point. But
Comes out in January.
yeah. Oh, yeah, and they announced it at E3 with, like, nothing. They're like, oh, by the way, new Resident Evil in January.
Yeah.
By the way, it's the new Silent Hill. Like, you know? Like, and it looks, I don't know. I'm okay with the demo, so I'm kind of interested to see what unlocks. Oh, and yeah, and I forgot, recently, if you joined the RE Ambassador program, which the end of the demo, the bad end, whatever, the demo told you to do, you got an email like, be patient, the dummy finger does something. So that's why everyone's like, oh, it's a timed unlock.
Yeah, I was just
gotcha.
looking on Google and it said, Capcom finally does something with the dummy finger.
Yeah.
It was one of the headlines.
Oh, they did something? Oh my god, I gotta look it up now.
Oh my god,
Shit, fuck this
breaking
podcast.
news.
I know, serious.
So, do you play as one of the main characters from the previous games? Is there a Chris or a Leon, or is it just all new people?
all new.
Grandpa Dad Leon with a beard.
So Leon isn't it?
No, you don't.
I'm just kidding.
You don't know who you play. You play in the present world. You don't know who you play. Like we don't know. It's like speculation. In the past, you're part of a camera crew doing like one of those haunted investigation stuff. And I really like the way it's written because the newscaster guy or the reporter, he's kind of douchey. Like he tells the producer guy like while you're away, like, you know, this camera guy, I'm not feeling this. We should get somebody else. But when the producer guy goes missing, he goes, you know, producers come and go, but a good cameraman like you, Clancy, you know. But then later in distress, you're like tied up and stuff, and he's trying to save you. And I really like that where he's like kind of douchey, but you know, he's like a real person kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was cool. But at any rate, you know, so the only connection is that there's a photograph at one part. And if you look at it, there's a thing written, it's a helicopter, and on the back it's written, are they watching me from that helicopter? And if you look, there's an umbrella logo on it.
And is Mike in the helicopter?
I don't know, they don't say.
Maybe he's the connection.
That's the mystery.
What a twist that would be.
Yeah. So I like PT atmospherically better, but I like the fact that RE7 was kind of like wasn't solved in a day.
And it's going to lead to an actual game?
You beat me to it. Yes, exactly. That's what it has over PT infinitely.
God.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I don't know if we need to stop.
Well,
No
we don't
reason
need to.
We
But
don't have a
What do
hard
you guys
deadline. Or
think of Stranding?
Death Stranding?
Death
What?
Stranding.
Death Stranding.
The Kojima game.
The new Kojima game, Death Stranding.
Oh, that's
Norman
well,
Reedus.
What
with
was
the
it?
whales and the
Oh
baby.
yeah, what was it? Teaser for?
I get to be a jerk about Hideo Kojima because I fucking helped translate one of his games. No, I don't know. I don't know what to think of it. It's like, okay, I don't
That's
know.
weird.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, there's a fucking whale theme. Like, there's a bunch of dead whales, and then there was that whale in Phantom Pain, that fire whale.
Yeah.
The very upset Norman Reedus.
Yeah.
Yep. And what they call it MPreg, which I thought was like a video extension, but apparently
I
it's
thought that was a genre
Male
of fan fiction.
pregnancy, obviously.
Genre of fan
obviously.
fiction, yeah.
I don't get it. I heard it's going to be an action game.
Interesting. I
yeah.
hope that Norman Reedus is naked the whole time.
I'm sure he is.
Just like Raiden.
I was just about to say, yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know. I really don't know what to think of it. I'm obviously interested.
I'm stoked, even though I kind of got burned a little bit on Phantom Pain.
Yeah.
But I mean, now that he's on his own, I'm definitely stoked.
Well, it's funny. I heard he went with Sony because he's like, I'm not good at presenting ideas and making big. And he's just like, I like to just throw things out, and Sony's the only like company that would kind of work with him on that. Like, what's your next game? I'm thinking babies, Norman Reedus, a lot of money. You know, I'm thinking it'll cost a lot. That much I know.
Tell me more.
Sony's like, yeah, whatever.
Sure.
Just get people to buy a PS4 Neo and we're happy. So.
Can I talk about Subnautica really quick?
Yeah, please.
Okay, I've been playing this early access game on Steam called Subnautica.
Done. Thank you. No.
All right.
No, I'm joking.
That's your time.
Basically, it's you are on a research ship in space, and you are the only survivor of a crash on an alien planet that's totally covered in water, and you have to survive. Basically, like, just going underwater. You have to watch your oxygen levels. You have to go and forage for fish and plants and minerals and stuff. And it's survival crafting, that type of thing. But all of the animals, the alien fish, are really interesting and beautifully designed. And it's also really, really scary in some parts. Like when you start to venture out of the starting biome and you get into deeper waters, you can start to hear these big creatures roaring, and you have no idea where they are, and you're just like, there's blackness below you. You have no idea where the bottom is, and like depending on how far in the game you are, you might have a huge submarine, a little submarine, or you might just be out on your own. And so it's just like you have to cross this huge void, and you have no idea what's on the other side or where all the creatures are, and it's like just extremely terrifying. I think it's the scariest game I've ever played.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
just in that kind of like fear of the unknown, and like it's not jump scare or zombies. It's just like something out there is gonna try to eat me.
Looking at the screenshots, the game looks very colorful.
Yeah. It's
So it doesn't look like it would be scary.
It's the sea.
Just judging from the picture.
Yeah,
But it's a very colorful. It's like a Finding Nemo sort of sea.
Yeah, but it's also a fuck the ocean kind of game.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Interesting.
And you can build bases, and and it's early access, and they're adding stuff all the time.
Okay.
Unfortunately, right now my game is not working with one of the latest updates. I'm waiting for them to update it and fix it. But they do a lot of updates, and it's really cool. You should definitely check it out. It's on sale.
Is there
sale.
Is there
like a story, or is it like?
There is a story. It's kind of.
Is there an ending, or is it like one of those roguelike
There's
kind
going to be an ending.
Ah.
But it is a lot of exploration, crafting, survival type thing. But like you get to deeper and deeper depths, and like you could find more stuff about what's going on and like what made the ship crash and that sort of thing.
Gotcha.
Lore and stuff.
Lore and whatnot.
Looks like you can play in VR too.
Yeah, I think that would probably make me puke really fast.
Understandable. Understandable.
Cool.
Is it PC or
It's
console? Okay.
PC.
PC.
And like one of my favorite things is the submarine. Like you feel like you have like this tiny little submarine for a while, and then you build a base. And then you can build the big submarine, which is like a mobile base, and it's really fun to take around and like bump into shit. And like, you can find the big monsters, and now they can't fuck with you because you're in a big submarine.
Nice. I'm gonna play that tonight, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Even when I'm trying to sleep.
You're not gonna sleep.
Get don't do experimental build. Don't
Okay.
opt into that beta type thing.
Gotcha. That's what broke yours.
I think so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Well, that's. Did you have anything?
I was just gonna add just real quick FF5 4-job Fiesta going on.
Yeah.
I still don't understand what that is. Like, how many times do you play the game multiple times?
No, you play through. It's an annual event, charity
Right.
event. So it's a challenge mode of Final Fantasy V. Each crystal you get assigned a job. Everybody has to be that job until you get to the next crystal, get your next assignment, and so forth. So you wind up with a party that you can use only a combination of those jobs for.
And like, what determines the job?
A algorithm, a Twitter bot.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
So you tweet at the bot. And
You
it
tweet at
tells
the
you.
bot saying, "I'm at this crystal." He's like, "All right, you got this job."
It's like
Okay.
Nuzlocke in that it's like a little specific game challenge. It makes it harder.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right. That sounds cool.
Yeah, because like there's a lot of gimmicky bosses in Final Fantasy V that are meant to like train you to like, hey, why don't you try out new jobs and shit,
Yeah.
but locking you into the four.
Like, this boss is weak against magic, so you should get a magic loadout. But then,
no.
I've got a loadout of knights. What do I do?
Yeah, you have to like MacGyver up crazy solutions.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
That
That
sounds
way.
interesting. Yeah.
It can be. Like the first year I did it, I had like a weird ass party. So like Loon and High Tuesday and Andy AML and I were like kind of figuring out what the hell can I do here, and I figured out I could like hide during one thing.
Yeah.
And it was like a whole thing. This year I had Beastmaster, which I'm like, because it's like Pokemon, where you have to get an enemy down to 1/8 health so you can capture it and release it, and it's just like
It's work.
it's work.
Yeah.
It's more work than I wanted.
My run started well because I did the Chaos run, and my job assignments were not for crystals that were later on, so I just used the base, and the freelancers you just attack and that's it. But you can
Yeah.
also use anything, use any weapons, item, armor, whatever. So it's easy. But then I got to the third crystal and I got Bard. That means all of my party had to be Bards.
Right.
And then I'm at a boss that has incredibly high defense, and so I just kind of quit. I
Yeah.
didn't quit. I'll finish it eventually, but motivation kind of got sapped a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna
It's
go
like,
back to it a little more, but
yeah.
I'm on World 2 now, so
Yeah.
I would it's fun. It's fun.
It's a good thing to do. It's for a good cause.
I just got an amp roll this year, but
Sorry. How does the charity aspect work?
so
What a lot of people will do is like
well,
just kind of like self-imposed goals. Like if I beat the game, I'll donate $20. If I fail to finish my run, I'll donate $50 instead.
or
Okay.
like $5
And they
a
tweet-
death or whatever.
And they tweet that at the bot, and it logs that info on
Okay.
like a web page.
There's
I see.
also a thing called Berserk. So Berserkers are the shit class, and the bot won't give you Berserkers unless you say, I'm taking Berserker risk. And the idea is, every time people donate $20 to the event, they'll add a Berserker into the pool of jobs it's going to allot out. So if it gets, of course now it's getting big enough where everybody is guaranteed one. But Berserkers are a class, all they do is attack. You cannot even command them to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And some bosses that'll just fuck you up for it and things like that. So Berserkers become a liability to keep one in your game forever. You
How
know?
many different jobs are there?
Oof, it's like 20.
Near 20, I
Oh
think.
wow.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
a lot of jobs.
All right. Okay.
Mechanically, 5 is like the best Final Fantasy. Or, I mean, I don't know about like 13, 12, and all that, but like of early Final Fantasies, it's far and away. It's like tactics. Like you can get pretty in depth with it. There's like Chemist, which will break the game and shit like that. But there's like 20 jobs. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, fun stuff. You can still do it now. You can't do Berserkers, which is honestly fine because
Yeah.
I liked it the first year because it was like my first time, and I got 2 Berserkers, which is like really hard. And I'm like, oh, awesome! But now I've got 2 Berserkers again this year, and I'm like, this is boring because you can't do anything with them.
Right,
so you
yeah.
just like give them good equipment and just
You're like, well, I've done
grind
this before,
or kill
so-
them so they can't fuck you up in a boss fight or whatever. So
Yeah. Well, all right.
Well, thanks.
Anything else I want to bring up? Catch up on?
Who's
No.
your favorite
I gotta pee. So
Game.
we're gonna quit.
boy?
Get out of here. Shut up. It's the end of the podcast.
First one.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Bye
Good
bye.
night.